Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the DP-UB450 from Panasonic. It's their entry-level / mid-range 4K Blu-ray player that supports both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons and the big question, should you buy it? Is it something for you? So stay tuned for that and we're going to go straight into the video. So talking about the build quality first, it's mostly a plastic build. That is something that you probably can expect in this price point, especially with all the features it has, but more about that later. So it is 32 centimeters wide, 4.6 centimeters in height and 19.3 centimeters deep. I'll put the other measurements in inches down below so everybody can understand what we're talking about. So it's a small form factor, which is really nice, especially because some media consoles, there's usually not a lot of space. So it's nice that it's a small form factor. So for the inputs, as you can see, there are not plenty of inputs, but that's not needed, especially not on a model of this caliber. So yeah, it has two HDMI outputs, which is mainly useful if you have an older receiver that needs one separate, one for video and one for audio. So the main one has audio and video, as you see, and the second one is only audio if you want to use that. So for the rest, you have power in, you have your network for if you want updates or for network related content on certain disks, which is useful to have. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, it also doesn't have Bluetooth, and you have a digital audio output if you want to use that. So for one of the most important things, which is image quality, of course, it's very pretty. That's mainly for 4Ks and Blu-rays as well, but 4Ks mainly because of the Dolby Vision support in this player. It's looking phenomenal. I have some images, but on the screen right now, maybe a little video. But you need to take my word for it. If you see it in person, if you have a decent TV, it's going to look absolutely amazing. So some of the drawbacks are it doesn't upscale Blu-rays. So it does have DVD upscaling, so it upscales your DVD to 4K, but it doesn't upscale Blu-rays. You need a more expensive A20 model for that. So if you have a lot of Blu-rays, that is something to consider, because I have heard that the A20 is really good at upscaling those Blu-rays to 4K. So some extra things is it also supports HDR and HDR10 Plus as well. So you pretty much got all things covered. So for audio quality, there is not much to say. It supports almost all important codecs, mainly Dolby Atmos and DTS:X. So it's just really amazing. I'm sure the people who have Blu-ray players at home, the biggest improvement you will see if you go from 4K streaming to 4K discs is the audio quality. If you have the right system or soundbar for it, it's going to be amazing. It's going to blow you away. You're going to hear details you never heard before. So I can definitely recommend that. So through video, I can't let you hear it because you need to hear it in your own system. But trust me, if you have a good audio system and a good TV, the upgrade is definitely worth it. So as you can see here, the menus are really straightforward. You can change your subtitles. You can see what input there is. There are a lot of basic options, but yeah, you don't want anything flashy. There is not a lot of time that I spent in the menus. Mainly you pop in the disc, you maybe select the subtitle in the menu, but then you're good to go. So as well as the remote, as you can see here, the remote, it's really easy to use. There are not a lot of buttons you need to use, and the buttons that you can use are perfect. So not a lot to say about it. So a couple of alternatives would be the cheaper model, which is I think between 50 and 40 euros cheaper, which is the UB150. The main drawback and difference is that this doesn't have two HDMI outputs and it doesn't support Dolby Vision. Which if you have a TV that can handle Dolby Vision, which are most TVs except for Samsung's, it is definitely worth the 40 euros, especially if you have a lot of 4K Blu-rays or if you want to get a lot of 4K Blu-rays. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a Samsung TV and don't plan on getting a lot of 4K discs. So the other more expensive one is the A20, and that has Blu-ray upscaling, which like I said is a really big part, and it has some more advanced features which you're probably not going to need. But for the Blu-ray, if you have a lot of old Blu-rays, or just if you have a lot of Blu-rays in your collection and you don't want to upgrade to the 4K disc, then getting the UB820 is a really good investment, because then you almost have the 4K quality, except then for Dolby Vision and usually Dolby Atmos, but you get a really good 4K upscaling machine in the UB820. So the question is, would I recommend this device? Yes, I definitely would recommend this device, especially for people that want to get into buying 4K disc. Maybe you have a nice setup at home, maybe a nice sound system, a nice TV, and you think like, I want to get the most out of my system. Or maybe you have like a PS5 and you used to play discs on that and you want to upgrade to something more specialized. Then I would definitely say that for the price, between around 200 euros, this player is definitely worth it. In 2026 as well, yeah, there are not a lot of new Blu-ray players being made, especially not in this price point. And this has all the main features you want to get the most out of your system, I would say. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I hope you liked this review. It was a bit short, but yeah, there's not a lot to talk about a Blu-ray player. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.